Geezers and geezettes, chaps and chapesses, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Now, I've always struggled with my body, whether that's being too skinny or gaining an amount of weight in certain areas that obviously aren't flattering. Ever since I was a kid, I always thought I was weak and too skinny, so I decided to get started in trying to build my body. However, being a beginner, I made the usual mistakes of eating everything and anything, trying to lift too heavy and probably causing a huge amount of damage from not using proper technique. Eventually, after 3 to 5 years of training and having my body change shape too many times to count, but not in the ways that I wanted, I decided it was time to invest in a personal trainer. Once I had a few sessions with him, he told me all about his online coaching, which he felt would benefit me more. So I continued to invest in him via this online coaching, which, let me tell you, was the best decision I ever made. So a huge shout out to the man who changed my life, Stephen. I will leave his Insta link in the description below. And in this video, I am going to show you how I turned my body from this to this within a year. Firstly, it was the diet. Now, when you start to train, you usually think the same things: chicken, salmon, brown rice and broccoli, but because that's what the movie stars have, and that's what you're led to believe. But with me, it was all about the macros, and Stephen gave me a specific diet regime which consisted of porridge and protein powder for breakfast, chicken wraps for lunch, and that would usually be before I work out. But depending on work or not, it would always be before. But with work, there could have been a long gap in between that and the post-workout meal, which would have been cereal and protein powder. And then finally, the final meal would have been mince, some bolognese sauce, and some rice. But over time, I realised, due to work and having such a big gap between the chicken wraps and the protein cereal, I was thinking it would be better to have the chicken wraps for lunch and then have the mince and bolognese as my pre-workout meal, and then have the cereal as my last meal, my post-workout. This was the main step in my physique changing, because, like I said, with my diet, I've never really known exactly what to do. I've always thought I've known, like I said, with chicken, salmon, brown rice, broccoli, but I've never really checked. I used to just check calories, thinking, yeah, if I eat more calories, I'll get big, and even if I cut down and up. But you have to be in a calorie deficit. It was also the hardest step in getting used to this diet, because there were days where for hours I was so hungry and I thought I have to eat, but I can't. I'm not allowed to. Top tip, if you do get like that, iced lollies and fizzy drinks really help. And chewing gum as well. Those 3 things did help. However, towards the end of my yearly transformation, I got a bit more relaxed with the diet. But I was checking my macros, I was checking my calories, because by this point I'd learned exactly, well, not exactly, I learned majority of what I needed and what was best for me, and how much proteins, fats and carbs I needed. Next thing was the training. Now, I was given a specific training regime from Stephen, and this would consist of 2 push days, 1 pull day and 1 legs. The reason for the 2 push days was because 1 push day I'd focus more on chest. I'd still do shoulders and triceps, but it was more chest, whereas the other push day was focused more on shoulders, and then bit of chest, bit of triceps as well. This regime would consist of exercises such as leg press, cable flies, bicep dips, deadlifts, pull-ups, and a lot more. However, there was no squats, which may be surprising. There was no bench press. It was more isolation movements. There were a few big movements, obviously, like pull-ups and deadlifts, but it was more isolation movements, trying to get as many reps in, and there was a lot of drop sets. But yeah, as well as this, I would also do like 30 minutes of cardio to end most sessions. It wouldn't always be 30 minutes, but I would try and get at least 30 minutes, and it wouldn't be every day. Again, there would be days where I wouldn't do it. Most of the time when I was in the gym, if I'd finished weight session, I would go and do 25-30 minutes worth of cardio. There was some abs scattered in there as well, and in all honesty, some days were a lot harder than others. Getting used to doing more core and abs after a session, and then the next day I'd be in agony, and for the next 3 days my abs would just be killing me. So I wouldn't do it for the next 3 days, and then once I've got back to doing it again, it would happen again. I've started getting more used to it, and I try and do abs at least 3 to 4 times a week if I can. But you're also using your abs in most of your weight sessions anyway. The only way you'll see abs more is cardio and the diet. If you're still packing on so many pounds and carbs and trying to get massively wham, and you're just doing sit-ups, you're not really gonna get abs, I'll be honest with you. And it's a common mistake, but it's all a mind game and about what you're willing to do to get to where you want. And it is also a learning curve. It's one that I'm still learning. Another key part in this is stretching and recovery. For those who don't know, I was diagnosed with a heart condition called aortic stenosis when I was 4, and since then I've had 3 open heart surgery. But this has caused my chest to be uneven and weaker on the left side, meaning my right side took a strain and was the main support in my startup of training. This has also caused my right side to be more tight and more restricted with exercises, which is why stretching afterwards and limbering up, honestly, is so important. You need the 3 pillars, those 3 pillars, and recovery is obviously so important. So make sure you're recovering, make sure you're stretching, make sure you're doing something recovery wise, whether that's an ice bath or stretching, yoga, foam roller, or just getting enough sleep. I still suffer with not getting enough sleep, so it is probably a big factor in that as well. Now I'm going to stop chewing your ear off for a second. I'm just going to allow you to examine the difference in not just the quality of my routines, but the quality of the camera. Now, as you can see in those videos, I've managed to get better angles. But most importantly, I have progressed immensely. In conclusion, I would highly recommend investing in a PT. However, if you are unsure about doing that, then honestly don't hesitate to just research, learn better form, watch YouTube videos, or even just when you're in the gym, ask someone, am I doing the right form? Or can you correct me if I'm wrong? Or do you mind spotting me? Or even just looking at people can sometimes help. When you see someone doing the correct form, you think, oh, his arms are a bit more inwards, or his shoulders are rolled back a bit more, or something like that. And you think, let me give that a go. And then you'll probably feel it straight away, the difference. Also research. Just do as much research as you can. If you don't want to go into doing a PT or anything like that, or any online coaching, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying for me, it benefited me and changed my life entirely. So it worked better for me. But yeah, the most important thing is diet. Because diet is the key point, I promise you now. If you change, the thing is, even if you change your diet and you're not even really doing a lot of working out, you will notice it anyway. Because for me, I'm skinny fat. Like, I have skinny arms, skinny legs, but I get excess fat on my stomach and my love handles, and that was where the problem was massively. There are days you are going to go to the gym and you are not going to be happy with how you look. You're going to be working out, looking in the mirror going, I'm doing so much, and yet I still feel skinny, or yet I still feel fat. Happens to everyone.
Never really was satisfied with my body.
But yeah, for me, as being a skinny fat, the best thing to do was to bite the bullet and lose the weight first. So that's why I went to the calorie deficit, up the cardio, up the intensity, cut out beer for a majority of it. If I was going out drinking, it would be spirits, and even then that was a rare occurrence. I wasn't drinking a lot, to be fair, but like I said, when I was, it was spirits. There was no beer involved, and I cut out a lot of sugars, bad foods. Probably 2 of the main things I missed while doing it was pizza and ice cream. I've become more relaxed with it, as I was very, very much strict for a huge majority of it. Probably the first 6 months, I don't think I drank any beer. I can't remember eating a lot of and then throughout I started cutting down. Like, Stephen was telling me to cut down on these, like the grams and stuff were going down, and yeah, I'm still on the diet, and so we're just going to see how it goes while I continue this diet until I have to start bulking and building a lot of mass. That is for another year, because we're never done. Never done. I need to carry on. I need to keep going. I need to keep building. Once I get to that mass, even when I get to that certain point where I'm happy with how I look, I'm not going to stop. I'll cut down a bit, probably be a bit more relaxed, but I'm not going to go through all of this to then just stop entirely. It's really good for my mental health as well, and it gets me out and everything like that. So hopefully within a year I will be triple the size. I will come back here, won't even fit in this chair, and I'll just be too swole. Thanks again for watching this video. If you want to know in more detail of my yearly transformation, I have the full vlog from the first day to 3 months to 9 months to finally 12 months, which I will be posting as sort of an unseen footage version of this. But don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, leave a positive comment. Constructive criticism is beneficial towards me. If you like this video, please go check out all my other videos. If you want to check out my socials, they should be in the description below. Thank you again for watching. Love and respect in a prison.